We have loved hearing from several young staff and speakers lately, in addition to hearing from you, which we also love.
Thank you.
Are we planning to send one of them to plant a new church, or just wanting to have more great voices speak here more often?
Yeah, so currently we don't have a plan to be planting a new church. Some of you know that over the years from 2006 until now, since I've been here, we've planted 9 churches. And oftentimes when one of the people on our staff becomes a really, really good speaker, they decide they're going to go plant a church, and we bless them and give them money and people and all those kinds of things, and they run after those dreams. And it's been a really fun cycle. It's been there. One of the things that we've noticed since COVID has hit is that nearly every church in Omaha has extra seats. Does that make sense? So people have come back to church a lot less, meaning there's plenty of capacity to be able to be doing ministry. If you wind up starting more churches, you wind up with more churches that have empty seats. We've got capacity to grow by 1,000 people here at Christ Community Church with no problem at all. And so we're focusing in on that right now across the city. I know pastors all around the city are saying the same thing. We got the capacity to be able to grow right here, right now. And so our dream is not to be planting more churches at this phase, but our hope is that we will grow to a place where we say, okay, now it's the appropriate time for us to be planting churches. With that being said, we are praying about churches that may be more niche type of churches that we would be able to plant, and the elders and I are working on that type of an idea at this point where there may be certain needs. But as far as a generic church in Omaha, Nebraska that looks a lot like Christ Community Church but just meets on a different corner, we are not planning that right now, but we're open to the Spirit leading us towards that in the future.
Yeah, and even though they're not planning churches, being able to hear from all those speakers was like super cool to hear their different perspectives on the different passages. And so I hope you guys enjoyed it as much as I did.
I'll add in too, since they even brought that up, or the question brought that up. It's been our pattern since I've been here that I preach about 34 or 35 times a year, and that we allow other staff and guest speakers to speak, partly because we want to help them to grow and develop as speakers, but partly because we think it's really healthy for you to hear from multiple voices and get different perspectives that are out there. And so we affirm that because of A, the quality of the speaking, and B, because we want to be developing great teachers for the future of the church.